myself, Nikki, at Manifest Yoga Studio. So today we are going to get a little bit playful and we're going to work towards a crow pose. So for those of you who are not comfortable with that particular arm balance, I want you to go ahead and grab yourself a cushion or a pillow, and we're going to put that to one side and take hold of it later when we might need it. And so obviously some of you will be super okay with crow pose and you won't need the cushion. So I just want you to just have a little bit of playtime with this practice today. It's been quite a serious time, and it's just fun to move our bodies in a way that is just appreciative and reminds us that we are actually playful even as adults, and to just kind of tap into our inner child when things are so very serious in our outside world. So that is the aim of today's practice, is just have a little bit of fun and to find joy in movement and to be grateful that we're able to move in the way that we can. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start in a child's pose. What a perfect pose to start in. So knees to the outside of the mat, big toes to touch. And just bring your tailbone down onto your heels and maybe wriggle about a little bit if it feels good. Lengthen through the spine and reach the hands forward to the top of the mat. Forehead down. If you feels good, maybe rocking the forehead from side to side. And then just relaxing the shoulders and arms. Finding softness, making space for the belly and torso between the thighs. And then breathe in as we lift the heart. Take the left hand and just slide it underneath, so threading the needle underneath the right hand. Come down onto that left shoulder. Lengthen the right hand to the top of the mat. Beautiful. Breath in as we find ourselves back through center and thread the needle along the other side. So take that right hand underneath. Come down onto the right shoulder. Reach the left hand forward. Perfect, and then come back through center. And this time find more length. Maybe engage the arms a little bit this time if you want to, coming on to the fingertips. Beautiful. And then nice and easy, start to lift the head and find yourself in a tabletop position. So we're going to start our cat-cows on our forearms. So we're going to bring our forearms down onto the mat. You can interlace your fingers here if it feels comfortable. Elbows and shoulders are in the same distance apart. And then just start by bringing the belly down towards the floor, tailbone towards the sky. Lift the chin away from the mat, crown of head towards the ceiling. And then breath out as you round the spine, tuck the chin, and tuck the tailbone. Breath in, belly to floor, shoulders away from the ears. Breath out as you take chin to chest. Breath in. And breath out. Nice. Breath in. Beautiful. Breath out. One more time. Breath in. Breath out. Nice. Come back to a nice neutral spine. Take your hands underneath your shoulders. And we'll come into our regular normal cat-cows. So breath in as belly comes to floor, shoulders away from ears, crown of head towards ceiling, tailbone towards the sky. And breath out as you curl around chin to chest. And kind of remember this, because when we're in our crow pose, this is where we want to be. Feels exactly the same in the arms, the fingers are spread, a little bit of space under the fingers. And that same pull of the belly button in towards the spine. Breath in, belly to floor. Breath out, curl around into chest. Notice how it feels, remember that. Creating pathways in our brain. Breath in, belly to floor. Breath out, chin to chest. One more time, belly to floor. Chin to chest. Come back to a nice neutral spine. Feel the difference between the neutral spine and engaged. So when you're in your neutral spine here, belly is completely relaxed. Then pull your belly button in towards your spine. Keep pulling, pulling, but keep maintaining the flat back. So you know how to engage that core. If you know what your mula bandha is or your root lock, engage your root lock at this point. Beautiful. And then we're going to stay on our right hand and on our left knee. Now try and keep that engagement with belly in towards the spine. Extend the right leg back, left hand forward. Take a moment here and stay strong. And then breath out as you bring the elbow to the knee. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale as you curl. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale as you curl. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to your tabletop. Take it, make it neutral. Take a pause in neutral. Then engage belly button towards spine, mula bandha. Find that engagement. Let's come on to the other side. So we're going to keep our left hand down. Take our left leg back, right hand forwards. Engage. Exhale as you curl. Send it forward with an inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Come back to your nice neutral spine. Take a moment here. If your wrists are starting to feel a little tender at any point, just come onto the backs of your hands and just take that little space there. Then you're going to tuck under your toes and just lift your knees off the mat into this gorilla pose. So pull the belly button towards the spine, engage, hang, push the shoulders away, and roll it out, roll the heels back down, and guide yourself in your first downward dog. Give it a pedal out. We're going to come back into that in a moment. Give it a little bit of space here. So shift your energy forward, shoulders over wrists. Bring the knees down, hang, engage into the belly there. Belly button in towards spine. Beautiful. And roll up over the toes and send it back to your downward dog. Give it a pedal out. Beautiful. We're going to come one more time. Shoulders over wrists. Find your strong plank pose. Bring your knees down. Beautiful. Come onto the toes, roll the heels back. And there you are in your downward dog. Really nice. Step to the top of your space or float if you wish to. We can start with a step. Find yourself at the top of your mat. Take a nice, easy forward fold. We're just going to do a couple of really slow and mindful sun salutations. So we're working what to engage in our bodies. So we're just going to bring ourselves all the way up. Chin come up last. Hands through to heart. And in this space, we remind ourselves and we set this intention to move towards joy, to be playful, to move our bodies in a way that is appreciative and just full of happiness. And take a moment to seal that intention. Breath in as our hands rise up towards the ceiling. And breath out as we fold and bow to our mats. Breath in, we're going to step back. Find ourselves in our plank pose. So really engage this plank pose. Press your shoulders away from the floor. Tuck the tailbone. If you need to, put your knees down. Otherwise, shifting your weight forward and finding your chaturanga. Breath in through your up dog. Roll over your toes. Find that down dog. Deep breaths. Top of your space, either step or float. Find a halfway lift and breath out as you take your fold. Inhale, sweep it all the way up, find mountain. And then bring your hands back to your heart center. Beautiful, inhale, take it up. Breath out as you bow to your mat. Inhale, find your halfway lift. Exhale, we're going to move through our vinyasa, so stepping to the back of the mat, making sure we're fully engaged. Find our chaturanga, knees down if you need to. Find your up dog. And back through to your down dog. We're going to do one more of those, but pedal your down dog out first. Top of your space, when you're ready, meet yourself there. And find your forward fold. Take it all the way up, find your mountain. And bring the hands back down to the heart. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, bow to your mat. Breath in, find your halfway lift. Exhale, move through your vinyasa, back of your mat, find your plank, knees down if you need to, no worries. In through your up dog or cobra, maybe you want to adjust that. Roll over your toes, find your down dog. Give it a pedal out, reset yourself. You start your story again, meet yourself on your mat. Beautiful. Pressing the left heel down towards the mat, right leg rises. Breath out as you find knee to nose, shoulders over wrist. Take a pause. Inhale, sweep the leg back. Exhale as you take right knee to right elbow. Inhale, take it back. Exhale as you take right knee to left elbow. Inhale, sweep it back. Beautiful. Exhale, knee to nose. Pause. And then see if you can just gently step that foot through between the hands. Beautiful. Press strongly into that right foot and start to lift up. Be mindful how you lift up. Do this beautifully and slowly. Take the hands up. Find yourself in your crescent lunge. Adjust if you need to, whatever you need to do. Strong through this left leg. Make space in the body. Exhale as you bring the hands to the heart and take the left elbow across to the right knee as you find a prayer twist. In the prayer twist, we are looking to see if we can take that right shoulder towards the back of the room and bring the thumbs to the sternum. Stay strong through the back legs. We're not dropping down the back leg. One more breath here. And then keeping this elbow on the outside of this right knee, you're going to see if you can step the left foot forward and meet the big toes to touch with a little space in the heels as you find yourself in a chair pose or prayer chair at the top of your space. Adjust if you need it. So big toes touch, little space in the heels, knees are in alignment. Find the twist. Beautiful, and release. Find yourself in a chair pose. In your chair pose, I want you to meet your palms together if you're able to, and take a look at your thumbs. Beautiful breath out as you find yourself in a forward fold top of your space. And we're going to jump back to a downward dog, but you want to bend your knees. It's actually called a happy dog. So you bend your knees as you land. So just be mindful how you do that. So it's a really beautiful little jump. Just down, back to a downward dog. Take a bend. It's almost as if you're going to go into a kind of modified child's pose. And then that's where you end up. So beautiful. And then you're in your downward dog. Nice. Breath in, right leg rises. Breath out, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Breath in, right leg rises. Breath out, right knee, left elbow. Breath in, right leg rises. Breath out, knee to nose. Let's take a pause. And then step the foot through between our hands. Left hand stays down as right hand rises. We find ourselves in a revolve lunge. Again, don't be sloppy in that back leg. Engage through that thigh. Make space between the shoulder blades. And then take this right hand down to the inside of the right foot. Rotate the left foot around so it's parallel to the back of the mat. And then start to take the left hand into the air. This lovely extended side angle. Sink into this pose. It feels really delicious. And pressing into the right foot. Start to lift yourself up as you find yourself in a warrior two. Soften your shoulders and unlock your jaw. Lovely warrior pose. Look forward to those fingers. Beautiful, and then we're going to rotate slightly around towards the front into a warrior one. So a slight rotation of that back foot. Hands rise up towards the ceiling, maybe pressing your palms together if you are able. And then breath in, open your arms. On the exhale, we're going to wrap eagle arms, right going over left. And lift the elbows up to shoulder height. And then breath out as you find humble warrior. Right shoulder coming down to the inside of the right knee, and we just pause here. One of my favorite poses, this humility and strength at the same time. Beautiful. Unravel the hands, rotate to the back toes. Left hand comes down onto mat, and right hand rises. Now if you need to, bring your knee down, so modify. Otherwise, stepping that right foot to the back, rotate onto the outside blade of that left foot, and you find yourself in a side plank. Lift the hips, send the hips forward. Beautiful. Hand comes down. Find yourself in plank pose. Really engage with this plank pose. Beautiful. See if you can find your chaturanga. Up dog, roll over the toes. Find that down dog. Beautiful. Top of your space, however you want to get there. Find yourself in a halfway lift. And breath out as you take it down, find a fold. We're going to jump back to that happy dog. So hands to mat, halfway lift. Find yourself jumping back, landing with the knees bent, and you are back in your downward dog. Beautiful. Breath in, right leg, left leg rises this time. Exhale as we find knee to nose. Breath in, left leg rises. Breath out. Left knee, left elbow. Breath in, left leg rises. Breath out, left knee, right elbow. Breath in, left leg rises. Breath out, knee to nose. Take a pause. Beautiful. Step the foot through between the hands. Stay strong onto that left foot and start to lift the body. Mind how you do it. Really engage the core as you lift up. Hands come up. See if the hands can meet. Adjust if you need. And then find that practice. Right elbow, left knee. See if you can bring the thumbs to the sternum. And then pressing all your energy into that left foot. See if you can step the right foot forward to meet. Big toes come to touch. A little space in the heels. Make sure the knees are in alignment. Beautiful. Find yourself in chair. See if you can get the palms to touch. Breath out as you take yourself down. Find that forward fold. Beautiful. Find your halfway lift. All the way back to your happy dog again. And back to your down dog. Beautiful. Breath in. Let's keep moving. Left leg rises. Breath out, knee to nose. Breath in, leg rises. Breath out, left knee, left elbow. Breath in, leg rises. Breath out, opposite elbow. Breath in, leg rises. Breath out, knee to nose. Let's pause. Step the foot through between the hands. The right hand stays down. Left hand comes to separate the shoulder blades. Press his right hand strong into mat and reach for the ceiling. Beautiful. Left hand comes down to the inside of the left foot. The right foot rotates around. Right hand rises. Beautiful extended side angle. Lovely. Start to lift up. Find yourself in that warrior two. Soften the shoulders. Strong legs. Unlock your jaw. There's tension. Beautiful. Rotate around. So a little bit of rotation around that back foot. Hands come to meet. This fully engages those back muscles. Beautiful. Open up the hands with a breath in and then wrap them around eagle with a breath out. Keep facing forward, elbows to shoulder height if you can do that. And then find your humble warrior, so that left shoulder coming down to the inside of that left knee. Beautiful. Unravel the hands. Right hand comes down. Rotate onto the right toes. Send the left hand into the air. Again, options to bring your knee down if you need to. That is okay. Or step that left foot back. Rotate onto the outside blade of the right foot. And find yourself in that side plank on this side. Beautiful. Find yourself in your plank. We're going to pause here. Find that vinyasa. And all the way back to your down dog. Give it a little pedal out. See how that feels. Tiny little short sequence on each side. Breath in, right leg rises. Breath out, knee to nose. Inhale, leg rises. Right knee, right elbow. Breath in, right leg rises. Breath out, opposite elbow. Breath in, right leg rises. Breath out, knee to nose. Let's pause. Let's drop the knee down. Bring it back. Drop it down. Bring it back. And step it through between the hands. We're going to come all the way back up into our crescent pose, bring the hands to meet, and then find ourselves in a warrior two. Soften those shoulders. Remind yourself to be playful. Breathe in as you straighten through the front leg. Exhale as you extend your body forward and find yourself in your trikonasana. So a variation here, if you wish to do it, is to take this top palm over. Really engage to the core muscles. So maybe you've got your hand on your ankle, or maybe it's just on the floor. Beautiful. Find yourself back in your warrior two. Back in that warrior one. So rotate that back foot just slightly. Warrior one. I won't take you through another humble warrior. Beautiful. Breath out, hands to mat. And step it back, find your downward dog. Nice, give it a pedal out. Let's go straight to the other side. Breath in, left leg rises. Breath out, knee to nose. Left leg rises. left knee, left elbow. Left leg rises, left knee, right elbow. Left leg rises, knee to nose. Take your pause. Drop the knee down, just hover. Bring it in. Drop it down. Bring it in. Drop it down. Last time. Bring it in. Step it through. Make sure you're nice and steady on this foot. Start to lift the core of the body. Send the hands up to meet. And straight into that beautiful warrior two. Check in. Are you smiling? Are you having fun and enjoying this flow? And then as you extend the front leg, find that Trikonasana. Options to stay here, or if it feels good, when you're taking that top arm over, engaging the core and finding more length through the side. It feels so good. Breathing all the way back up, find your warrior two. Find the warrior one. Hands to mat. And step it back, find your downward dog. You're gonna walk your feet, to the top of your space. And find yourself back in a halfway lift. And then find yourself in a forward fold. So now we're going to come into our peak pose. So go ahead and grab your cushion if you feel like you need it. So your cushion is just going to come here at the top of your mat. If you feel like you're a little bit nervous and you know the top of your head is just going to land on the cushion and you don't need to worry about hurting yourself. So to practice your crow, you want to make sure there's a little bit of space underneath your fingers. Your fingers act like your toes when you're balancing on them, and your toes have got this little space underneath. So if your fingers are completely flat, you've got no movement and you can't find balance. Make sure your index fingers are pointing forward and make sure that your wrists are shoulder distance apart, so they're not wider or closer. And so there are different variations, but you're going to start with this is just finding your knees on the outside of your triceps. Nice and easy here. And maybe today, maybe one foot lifts off. Maybe you try the other foot. Maybe that's as far as you go. Maybe you can try and sneak both those feet off. If you don't want to, then you don't have to. Maybe you've got your pillow there and you just try for 1 second. Just remember to fully engage the core, because if it's not engaged, you will just tip. And then if you're feeling a little bit stronger, maybe taking the knees a little bit further up in towards the armpits there. Finding yourself in a little bit of a stronger pose. Again, maybe one foot coming off. Maybe the other foot's going to come off. And just see if you can have some fun with that. So, again, if you're feeling a little bit nervous, you got your pillow right there, you're nice and safe. Just see if maybe you can get one off, and then you know that if you're going to fall, the pillow is right there to save you. So give that a little bit of a play. You can always pause your video and come back to the end of class if you want to have a little bit more play time with that crow pose. Otherwise, we're just going to find ourselves putting back and coming down onto our backs, bringing our knees in towards our chest and giving ourselves a really big hug for giving ourselves permission to play. The world seems very adult right now. We all feel like we're having to adult so much, so it's so nice to offer our bodies just this time to be joyful. I have loved when I've been out on my walks to see adults skateboarding and just being really playful. Beautiful. And then just take those feet down onto the mat. Bring your knees to touch. And take your left hand onto your heart and your right hand onto your belly. We're just going to Take a moment to be so grateful. We have this opportunity to move on our mats. We have this opportunity to share this space even if we are not in the same room. So while you are lying in Shavasana, just being grateful for your body, your breath and your ability to move, I want you to extend that this gratitude is the most amazing practice that lowers the stress levels in the body, lowers the cortisol levels. I want you to go ahead and just make the longest list of things you are grateful for. Thank you so much for joining me in this delightful practice, and I hope you do have some fun with it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me. Namaste.